Hello folks, this is Mike, and this is the Innova Altitude Dual King bed lift system. In this video, we'll show you how to wire it up, how to put it together, and how to operate it. Everything you need to know. So stay tuned and let's get started.
Let me give you a few facts. First, these are simple electric bed lifts. There's a wired remote for each bed. You'll notice we just hung ours on the bedstead. If you want wireless, it's a couple of $100 more. And you get remote control, and maybe you might even be able to use it with your phone. I'm not sure. That wasn't something we wanted. And if you're not looking for the Dual King, you can get these in standard twin, full, queen, and standard king size too. And the assembly instructions would be similar. So let's get started. So if you're going to be using these with, say, a king size bed like we're doing here, the first step you really need to do is to measure. Now each bed lift is 38 inches wide and about 79 inches long. So you need to make sure that your current bed will house these two side by side. And indeed, I measured mine and I didn't have enough room. And we ended up having to leave out the center support. Now that sounds bad, but remember these bed lifts are freestanding, so there's absolutely no weight on the bed frame itself. So the center piece should not be necessary. Whether the bed is still in the box or sitting on the floor, remember this thing weighs 90 pounds per bed, so be sure to get some help. Now everything that you need to assemble the bed is stored in the foundation itself. There is no extra boxes or anything. Once you have it out of the box, you want to open it up like so and lay it flat on the floor. And as you can see, we have a variety of parts and accessories here to work with. For clarity, I've moved all those parts off the bed so we can see the bed itself. Now notice that you have a motor on each end of the bed. Now one of these motors has a controller attached to it. That is your headboard end.
Now these are all the parts that were laying loose in the bed, so I've removed them and removed the plastic and everything so we can see them. Now, this is a mattress retaining rod. Goes at the bottom of the bed, keeps the mattress from sliding off the bed when you use the lift. You should have had 3 of these boxes. Each box contains 2 legs. Each leg has 3 sections. Now, the leg itself is about 13 inches long with a 4-inch, a 4-inch, and a 5-inch section. Also a finished piece on the bottom to protect your floor. And these come apart. So you can use these in any configuration, whatever you need for your height. We're going to use all 3 pieces together for our bed, for our application. Now, this box contains your power supply. See? And what this does, it converts line voltage to DC voltage. 120 volts down to, I think, 29 volts. And now you'll notice this connector on the end matches this on your power cord. There you go. Of course, this goes in the wall. This end goes to your bed. That's simple. Now you have this extra cord, and this is optional. This is called a sync cord. Notice you have 2 connectors like this on one end, and this type of connector on the other. This is used if you want to convert your 2 lifts to operate in unison with one controller. And we'll talk about that later. So I think we're ready to start putting it all together.
So now let's assemble it. Your wired remote control is already pre-installed and secure to the motor, so you don't have to worry about that. So first, plug in the power cord to the receptacle on the transformer. And we can move that power cord out of the way for now. Remember, the power supply connects to the only loose wire that you have on the bed lift, and it's attached to the motor. So match up the 2 connectors and then snap the securing clip into place. And that's all we have to do to connect the controller. Now I will just have to repeat the same process for the other twin bed lift. Now once you install the legs, you'll be ready to plug it into your wall socket. But before we turn it over and plug it in, we have to install the legs.
I've already got the first 3 legs put on because I forgot to turn the camera on. So now you've got a leg on the bottom, a leg on the top, and one right in the middle. And this is where your leg goes. Thread it on the bottom, put it in, screw it in, and tighten it. That's all you got to do. All they do is just screw right in. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready to turn it over and slide it in place.
Now remember the bed is heavy, so this is going to be a team lift, but we're going to turn it over now and set it up right. Then we're going to simply slide it into place. Next I'm going to hang the controller on the bed and then connect the power.
Okay, all plugged in. Let's try it out. And it is slowly lifting. Now on the footboard end you have 2 holes. And this is where this goes. This is your mattress retainer, and it just pops right in. Just like that.
But honestly, I found it easier to install the mattress retainer after the mattress is on the bed. And one thing about it is that if you do it this way, you don't have to worry about it bending it when you install the mattress.
Now this is your wired controller, and operation is very basic here. Now on the headboard end, if you want to raise it or if you want to lower it, this raises it, this lowers it. And likewise, if you want to raise or lower the footboard end, this raises, this lowers. And if you want to raise the headboard and the footboard in tandem, both at the same time, you can lift with this one and lower with this one. And that's really all the controls you need.
So we have our beds assembled, installed, and plugged into the wall. So really all we have to do now is just sleep in them. That is, of course, unless you are one of those folks that want to have your bed lifts raised in tandem using the one controller. If so, stay tuned.
So now let's look at how to make the sink card work. Remember, this is when you want both lifts to raise and lower in unison using only one controller. Now, for the life of me, I don't understand why you wouldn't just have bought a standard king-size bed lift if you wanted both sides to raise and lower at one time. However, I don't know everything. If you know, be sure to contact me, send me a comment, and let me know so I won't be confused.
I've laid the beds upside down and side by side. And we're going to be working on the cable that attaches the controller to the motor. First, I'm going to cut off the cable tie closest to the motor. This will make it much easier to disconnect the cable. Now we just simply pop open the clip on the cable and we can separate the plug from the receptacle. Easy peasy. Now we're going to install the sink card, and we're going to use the end right now that has the 2 plugs on it. We're going to plug one of the ends into the receptacle that's attached to the motor. Now on this side of the bed, we're not going to plug anything into the loose end of the remote controller. Now we'll just duplicate the procedure for the other bed lift. We're going to cut the cable tie closest to the motor. We'll pop open the clip and we'll separate the controller cord. Now we'll install the remaining plug from the sink cord. This loose connector is the plug end of your controller, which is still attached by the remaining tie wrap. Now we're going to take the other end, the unused end of the sink cord, and we're going to attach it to this plug. So this remote will control both beds. And snap the clip in place. Now let's try it out. I've turned the beds over and I plugged them into power. So one controller should work and one shouldn't. And this is the one that doesn't work. So I'm just going to throw that aside for right now. And I'm going to pick up the good controller and let's see if it works. And I'm going to fast forward this a little bit, but you can see it really works. And you can see both beds are raising in tandem in synchronization with each other. And that's what syncing is all about. So folks, I think we've covered everything. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a like, and even better yet, go below and subscribe to our channel, okay? And if I haven't answered all your questions, be sure to comment, and I will get back with you. Until next time, thanks for watching, and God bless you and your family.